Wiz Sabbas Joseph. He's the co-founder of Wizcraft Group, as well as Aloke Bajpai, Group CEO at Ixigo. I'm sure both of you gentlemen are going to be busy with the wedding season coming up. So let me then begin with you, Wiz, and talk about what the outlook is, because the market, the Indian market is wedding market is set to hit $50 billion by next year alone. So do you expect and believe that luxury and destination weddings have already surpassed pre-COVID levels? And how do you want to capitalize on this booming market?
The weddings opportunity is what we as an industry estimate as a 500,000 crore business by itself. And it is only increasing and rising because the wedding business sits at the intersection point of entertainment, events, hospitality, tourism, fashion, jewelry. It's an entirely different sector which draws from all of this: catering, food and beverage, etc. And consequently, the impact that it is creating is large. Indian weddings, when you look at the young population that India is, where 65% of the country is well below 30 years, you can imagine the weddings that would happen, the celebrations that would happen, and this population has a disposable income of a large nature. I'm not going to get into figures. We all know what we're talking about. And it has a very limited ways to spend it. Weddings, social events, opportunities to celebrate is something that the Indian consumer, the Indian HNI is looking forward to, and looks and literally saves money through a lifetime to be able to celebrate the weddings of their children and really make it something that positions the family, builds them as a brand, and also brings business associates together on the occasion of the weddings. So yes, the wedding business is growing and will continue to grow.
Cheryl also joining in the conversation. So if I could extend the conversation to understand what kind of trends are you actually seeing when it comes to Indian weddings, especially after Prime Minister has launched Wed in India. What's your outlook for the future of wedding industry for the next 3 to 5 years? And also, if I could add to that, is the industry going to see bigger and much more grander weddings?
Jaipur, Rajasthan, I personally consider is the wedding capital of the country, maybe the wedding capital of the world. What we're seeing is weddings happening in different destinations across the country: Goa, Cochin, Uttarakhand, Northeast, Kolkata, Bengal, Odisha, Punjab. You're seeing a lot in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Delhi, etc. The challenge that we have is we have an ecosystem of players like hotels, event managers, entertainers, caterers, retail gifting, all of them working together. However, the investments in this sector have not been adequate. So, whereas hotels across in other countries or other cities outside India have a 500-room hotel, 1,000-room hotel, 2,000-room hotel, almost naturally, in India, it's rare to find such hotels. And that is a hindrance. The bigger the wedding business grows, the more the infrastructure will be required. Being able to add revenue potential, we need to increase the average revenue potential per unit, the ARPU against each of the wedding tourism, travelers, etc. And one of the ways is to attract weddings from across the world.
Aloke, morning. So what about you? What levels is the company targeting for FY25? We've got a whole host of weddings lined up. There's a surge in consumer experiences. Everyone's going the whole hog to make one wedding better than the other. So what's in store for you guys?
See, we are not giving any specific guidance at this point, and I would just say that, look, we've given the same sort of statement last 2 quarters that we are looking to grow faster than the overall online travel market, and we maintain that.
In fact, Mr. Joseph, coming right back to you actually, let's shift focus to your other business operations. If you could tell us about the large format events that you organize and how much do they actually contribute to your overall revenue of the company? We've already spoken about weddings.
We find ourselves as a company spread across all these four sectors. Of course, our largest being the corporate sector, where we have traditionally grown and looked after that as the market leader. The third one is definitely in the government sector, working with the government, working with important projects, etc. We've worked on 50 years of Indian independence, the Make in India launch in Hanover, Digital India launch, the G20 summit and several programs around it. So it's a constant kind of work, both with the central government and several of the states. And the beauty about it is that India is growing. Our government values the work and services being put in by from consultants to knowledge partners to event managers to hotels, etc. And consequently, there's a lot more opportunity and a lot more possibilities for professionals in this space. Finally, we've already spoken about the weddings and social event space. And the sports space is really something that's growing from marathons to Kho leagues to Kabaddi leagues to cricket leagues and hockey leagues. There's growth happening across that. E-gaming is another sector that is growing fast. Athletic events, another sector that's growing very fast.
Like the company said, recent concert bookings have actually led to significant surge in travel bookings as well. If you could tell us or give us a sense of how the demand is panning out with regards to that, which destinations are experiencing that surge. No doubt there are a lot of concerts happening across India as well.
Basically, what's happening is that the recent surge in music tourism led by the concerts that Diljit and also Coldplay are organizing, right? So there's the Illuminati tour as well as a Coldplay tour where Chandigarh and Mumbai bookings have surged massively. So if I talk about Chandigarh, around the mid-December timeframe when the concert is happening, it's a 300% YOY rise in flight bookings towards Chandigarh that we've seen. And for Mumbai, also we've seen, like a 200 to 300% increase in flight bookings for the advance purchase date. So people are already booking for the Coldplay concert in the third week of January, even right now, yeah, in October, which is something, very unique in terms of advance purchase behavior. The other thing that's happening is we are seeing tier 2 travelers from Jaipur, Nagpur, Dehradun, Varanasi, Indore, Surat, Kanpur, right? Also queuing up for these concerts and buying either train tickets or flight tickets to reach these destinations around this time frame.
All right. Aloke, what about consumer spending patterns? How is that evolving? What has been the big change that you've seen, say, from last year to this? Or what are the evolving changes and trends?
Absolutely. So what's going on in this season, right? As the Dussehra and Diwali are approaching, right? We are seeing that travel demand is shaping up very nicely. If I look at trends, right? This year, a lot of Indians are actually planning international vacations around Diwali time and also around the Christmas New Year break. We have seen in the June quarter, we had disclosed that 71% increase we had seen of international flights GTV. In the last few months also, broadly, we are seeing that destinations like Vietnam, Indonesia, even Thailand, Dubai, as well as new ones like Azerbaijan, Georgia, etc., are picking up. And year on year, we are seeing broadly, from a demand perspective, a 60% growth on the international flight searches and bookings for the countries that I mentioned. And I think it's also being driven by the fact that the traditional destinations of Goa, Kerala, etc., right? The price points at which both the flights and premium hotel inventory is available is far higher. In fact, for Vietnam, for example, it's cheaper to plan a trip from Delhi with a five-star hotel included, as opposed to, doing a similar trip in Goa. Such are the prices right now. So we're seeing this distinct trend, and it's being also helped by the visa regime. So for a lot of these countries, if you take Indonesia's example, you can literally apply for a visa and get it in a few hours. Sri Lanka has made a visa free for Indians. And if you look at Singapore, you get the visa in a day. Dubai, you get a visa in a day. Thailand is visa on arrival. And essentially, more and more countries are opening up their visa regimes for Indians. That's also helping international travel really pick up.
Mr. Joseph, coming to you, Coldplay has actually created a lot of buzz, and not just Coldplay. We also have Diljit Dosanjh, we have Dua Lipa, Ryan Adams upcoming in the city in India. We seem to have been in the middle of a pop culture boom in India, now becoming a destination that more international artists are actually visiting the country. What do you make of this trend that we are witnessing, and also what kind of opportunities lie ahead? I can tell you for sure that it was Ava and myself, all of them logged in for all of these tickets.
We've had our own experiences with concerts. Michael Jackson in 1996, Coldplay in 2016, Jay-Z, Demi Lovato, etc. In 2016. And we've continued to host international talent in India. The exciting part about the concert space, especially the music concert space, is that Indian artists are drawing audiences across the world. Take the case of Arijit Singh, take the case of A.R. Rahman, take the case of Diljit Dosanjh, and there are several others. So people are buying tickets, and our music artists have become brands first. International talent are now looking at Asia. With the size of population of India, with India growing as an economy, the international talent cannot ignore India. And it's positive that they're looking at India. Is India ready for the international talent? I'll say yes, the consumer is ready. I don't believe the government is ready in many respects. I don't believe we have the infrastructure that's required to host such international concerts. And that is where the big challenge is. We need to up our game really fast, build multi-purpose infrastructure to host such concerts. We require to get our systems in order with regard to ticketing. I mean, the entire concept of tickets and fake tickets and tickets being sold at higher value, etc. We need to understand that this is part of the business, not the fake tickets, but the tickets will go at a drop of a hat, and then they will be out in the market, unfortunately, at premiums. But the early bird gets the worm, and it is not wrong for the organizer to sell their tickets in one shot and give everyone the opportunity to buy it online. So all of that is happening. Our ticketing systems have gotten to order. We now have decent international quality ticketing systems.
All right, and Sabbas, in terms of the organization capacity, the kind of scale and public interest, do you think that India is at par or on course with international peers when it comes to large-scale music concerts, at least? I think weddings we probably are, but what about music concerts?
The Indian consumer now is not just stuck in Indian music. The Indian consumer is conscious of international music, international talent. And what you're seeing is governments of countries in Asia, Singapore, Thailand, they're paying top dollar to artists to perform only in their city, in their country. Singapore's done that. And Taylor Swift added 2.4% to the GDP of Singapore in the first quarter of this year. Coldplay is another story altogether in different markets around the world. If you look at the case of ABBA in UK, the hologram concert has contributed 500 million to the London economy. We have that opportunity, and I look forward to states like Delhi, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Chennai, Rajasthan, West Bengal beginning to invest in this opportunity. Sometimes we've had Gujarat, we've had West Bengal, we've had UP investing in such opportunities. But I think the government's getting behind such initiatives, the government working with event planners and artists to be able to create unique experiences. Music tourism is an idea whose time has come. And I think as a country and as a business industry, we need to focus on it and get the best of this value.
So, Mr. Bajpai, coming to you, what's your strategy now to capture more market share as you've seen the competition intensify?
See, I think competition landscape has been intensive throughout in online travel, but Ixigo's strategy has been to target, the next billion users, people coming from tier 2, 3, and 4 towns. And one of the key trends that's emerging there, which is also helping our growth, is the rise of spiritual tourism, pilgrimages, and religious tourism. So if we look at places like Ayodhya, where there was no airport last year, I mean, this year we've seen double-digit month-on-month percentage growth, and Varanasi, we saw a very similar trend play out for many destinations. In fact, I can talk about Shirdi, Tirupati, Jammu. We are seeing double-digit percentage growth quarter on quarter, right? Because of the fact that I think it's not just the traditional middle-aged plus sort of travel to these religious destinations, but also we are seeing Gen Z and younger people actually travel for spiritual reasons to these places. And thanks to the improved infrastructure, improved access, airports coming up, airport capacity improvements in Varanasi and the new airport in Ayodhya, these have been key drivers. Even the train connectivity, we have seen a substantial rise in searches on the train side for these, spiritual destinations. Specifically, if I talk about Varanasi and Ayodhya both, we have seen a 30 to 40% increase in train search volume as well, if I look at a year-on-year growth perspective. So I think broadly demand is being led by some of these trends in domestic, and then of course there's a festive season, people going back to their home, and we are seeing that also again tier 2 towns, whether it's Lucknow, Patna, Indore, etc. A lot of people heading back home from the Bombay, Bangalore's, and Delhi's. We're seeing that behavior right now.
All right, so there sure is a lot of promise ahead of the big concerts and, of course, the wedding season that's expected to boom. Thank you so much, Mr. Aloke Bajpai, as well as Sabbas Joseph, for joining in and giving us those key insights.
It's a sentimental issue also, if we don't give any offers. So we have mostly finance related offers, some insurance offers. So offers are on, but that's again more so in the entry and core segment. But in the new cars, for obvious reasons, we can't give any offers. So there are nothing there. But for festive, there are some campaigns, some stuff. We are also saying take test drives. You can actually get a CLE, a dream car as such. But nothing significant discounts, I would say.
Festive demand will be good. It's already there now, and the monsoon has been good. There is no reason, why the festive demand should not be good. So we are very, very optimistic and really look forward for a good demand. The monsoon has been good this year. Apart from that, a lot of government initiatives and government spending is there, which we believe, should also give some money in the hands of the people. And overall, from that perspective, yes, rural demand should increase, and we are very hopeful for that.
All of us look for the festive season, and this year, if you see, in October, we have both the Navratras, the Shahra, as well as the Dhanteras as well. So this is going to be, it looks like a very, very good opportunity for all of us, not only Hyundai, for all the auto OEMs, and of course, other consumer durable players as well, to really increase sales. So we are really looking at it with a lot of optimism. And the start, of course, has been extremely good. The first 1 week has been very good. So we are very optimistic that the festive season will bring in a lot of cheers to the customers, to the auto OEMs, and of course to the country's economy as well.
There is a lot of Diwali excitement, as well as there's a lot of weddings. In summer there were no weddings, and now we are seeing a lot of weddings which is going to come over the next 4 months. So we are seeing an exciting times. Let's see how the market pans out, because for almost 12 months have not been so great for the retail market, but we believe that next few months should be doing very well. Then what we are expecting also is that the NRIs are going to come back very strongly for the wedding season, which is happening in December. And then immediately from 15th of January onwards, you see again a wedding season. So we are seeing the next 6 months should have a very good traction in terms of all the lifestyle purchases.
It's a long season, we are actually getting in Diwali and then the winter. There's a good gap between the two, which is always good for retail because then we get good sales pre-Diwali, the entire October, and then winter sets in post-Diwali. This time there is a talk of early winter too. So all in all, I would say it's a good positive sentiment from the retail community and the mall space.
We see a very, very positive outlook for Max Estates moving forward, both in residential and commercial. In Noida, where a lot of projects were stuck, they are getting turned around. And Noida is going to see more supply. Right now, there is a deficit of supply compared to demand in Noida. In Gurgaon, going back to what I just described, some of these distortions that we are seeing, which is over concentration in one particular segment, will need to be corrected for lower levels of inventory to sustain.
They spend a large chunk of their marketing funds during the festive period. There are no discounts as such, which is passed on to retailers during October-November month. We're expecting 1 million footfalls a month in October, November, December, but usually it is about 600,000 to 700,000. So there's about a 50% jump that we see, and December being the highest, we cross 1 million footfalls a month. So we see about 50% jump in footfalls.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.